In this lesson, we're going to be making the answer buttons for our trivia game. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and just go to Game Object, UI, let's create a new panel. And now I'm just going to click on this edge here and drag it in. We're just going to try making this be where we want it and the size we want it within our screen. So we're going to lay out all of our buttons for our answers. So I'm clicking here, I'm dragging in a little bit, and then holding an Alt to have it, go towards the center from both sides, just like that. That's fine. We'll go with that. Maybe a little bit thinner though. Holding in the Alt as well here. Okay, that's fine. Now let's just go ahead and make sure it sticks to this percentage of the screen. That looks fairly close. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. Okay, cool. Got that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a new component to our panel here. So over here in the inspector, you see this add component, and we've gone over what components are before. We have this image component, which has our this gray image here, and our transform, our rect transform actually. That's the component here. And okay, so what we want to do is we want to click on add component, and we can find components to add two ways. We can find them in all these different menus. So what we want to add is a horizontal layout group. So I can click on layout, and there's the horizontal layout group there, or I could just search for horizontal. Yeah, there we go, and find it like that. Let's go ahead and add that. So now this component is a part of this, and what this is going to do is if I start putting buttons into this panel, it's going to lay them out horizontally, and it's going to give them padding. Well, let's go ahead and just add one so you can start seeing how this is going to look. So I'm going to right click over here on the panel we have, and I'm going to say UI, and we're going to make a button and stretch it all the way across because, well, there's only one button. But over here, if I just go ahead and while the button is selected, you can see it's blue over here, I'm going to press Control and D to duplicate it. Now we have two buttons, and you see now it's filling out that space with our two buttons. Pretty cool. We want to have 5 buttons, so let's go ahead and keep going. Just duplicating until we get 5 buttons, and now we have our 5 buttons. Very cool. Now what we can see is that it's obviously just sort of scaling them to work and fitting in this group going across like that. So that makes it a little easier in terms of actually laying out, say, a row of buttons like we just did. Let's add a little bit of padding. So if I go in here and I type in 2, then tab, and then 2, and then tab, and then 2, and then tab, and then 2, and tab, and spacing is 2. Yeah, 2 is fine. What we've done is we've added padding around the edges and also between the buttons. So that's nice. It's not going straight to the edges anymore. So very cool. And I think that's all we need to do in terms of putting the buttons into our scene. So now one last step. Let's go ahead and just go to File, and let's save our scene. So save as, and I call it trivia scene. Okay, and enter, and it's saved. Okay, thanks for watching.